Hello everyone, today is 5th of April. My name is Sahil and welcome to the newspaper analysis. Guys, first of all, let's have a look on today's GS folder. So today we'll take a quote from L. Smith, who was an American statesman. He had talked about the founding pillars of democracy. He says, it's not the voting that's a democracy, it's the counting. Now guys, this particular quote becomes very much relevant into the recent issue that happened into the Assam where an EVM machine was found into the car of a political leader, which had led to cancelling of the elections, as well as some officials have also been suspended. So guys, into a free and functional democracy, robust elections are the key pillars, and though that particular thing depends in how much of transparent manner the counting of the vote is happening. So guys, that is all about today's GS folder, and now let's take the newspaper analysis in detail. Now, guys, today's newspaper is not having much of the important articles as they are entirely filled with increasing COVID cases, as well as the assembly poll news have filled all the newspapers. So there are very much less news, and you also need to be very much selective. First article that we are taking up today is from the Indian Express newspaper, and it talks about the forest fires, and it can be important for GS paper number 1, geographical phenomena, as well as GS paper number 3, environment and ecology. Now, guys, if we talk then into the Uttarakhand, there have been large forest fire incidents. Approximately 1000 incidents had occurred in last 6 months, and more than 45 incidents had occurred in just 24 hours. Now, when we talk about the forest in India, then guys, according to the India State of Forest Report 2019, 21.67% area of India is forest. And apart from the Uttarakhand, the forest fires had occurred into last couple of months into the Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur border area, that is the Zoku Valley. After that, right now the forest fire is going on into the Nainital, and it began towards the end of the March. Then there has also been the forest fire into the Shimlipal National Park in Odisha, where actually the two fire incidents had happened, and recently into the Bandhavgarh Forest Reserve in Madhya Pradesh, as well as into the sanctuaries for the Asiatic lion and the Great Indian Bustard in Gujarat. Also, the forest fire event has happened. Guys, please do remember these incidents and try to quote into the question if it is talking about the forest fires. Now, guys, when we talk about the forest fire, according to the Forest Survey of India, that is the FSI, there are the forest which can be divided onto the vulnerability in terms of forest fire. So here we can see that the forest of the northeast and central India are the most vulnerable to the forest fire, and then the forest in Assam, Mizoram, Tripura have been identified as extremely prone to forest fire. And then there are other categories also, such as the moderately prone, etc. Guys, here onto this particular graph, you can see that these are the all India forest lands, and 3.89% of the forest in India, they are extremely prone. Then there are 6.01 forest in India that has very high vulnerability, and then the 64% of the forest in India, they are less vulnerable. So guys, approximately 10% of the forest area is the one which leads to the large number of forest fire incidents in India. And if we plot these forests onto the map of states in India, then guys, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh are the two states which witness the most frequent forest fires. As we have seen recently in Uttarakhand, large number of incidents had happened. So what are the reasons of this? So guys, the reasons have been called as anthropogenic as well as the natural reasons. Into the anthropogenic reasons, many a times deliberately the forest fire is ignited. For example, it was seen recently that into the Odisha there was a big forest fire into the Shimlipal forest, and it happened because villagers, they set dry leaves to fire in order to collect the mahua flower, which is helpful in preparation of a local drink. And into this particular way, for clearing the land for agriculture, also deliberately the forest fires are set. Then sometimes by mistake also forest fire are caused. For example, people going into the forest for camping and recreational purposes often left the fire unattended, and it leads to a massive catastrophe. Then it has been seen that there are the natural reasons also. For example, if we talk about the month of March and April, it is the month when onto the ground there are large quantities of dry wood, logs, dead leaves, stumps, dry grass, weeds, and they actually act as a fodder. And when the heat increases, the dryness increases, the friction is created, and it leads to the forest fire. So these are the natural reasons. Now guys, into the forest fires, it has been seen that there there is huge difficulty to control these forest fire, and the number one problem is the accessibility of the firefighting crew towards the forest. Repeatedly, it has been seen that it is nearly impossible to transport the heavy vehicles loaded with water into the thick forest, and in absence of that, the firefighting crew is left to douse the fire by using the manual blowers and all such kind of devices. It takes time, and many a times the casualties of the firefighting crew also happens into this particular way. So, guys, therefore, it has been provided that there are the urgent steps that are to be taken by the government, because when we talk about the forest, at the same time, they act as a sink for the carbon, reservoir of the carbon, as well as the source of the carbon. Now, it becomes a source when the forest fire are there. It becomes the storehouse because there are the woods which are there, which can be used as a fuel, and it is a sink because it captures the carbon dioxide and it acts into the carbon sequestration. Now, into the India, moreover, there are 1.70 lakh villages which are into the close proximity of the forest fires, and their livelihood is dependent onto the resources derived from the forest, such as the fuel wood, bamboo, fodder, small timber, etc. So therefore there is an urgent need to conserve the forest. Moreover, guys, when the forest fires are there, it generates a huge heat, and by that the habitat of many animals are also affected. Now, into this particular direction, already some of the steps have been taken. For example, guys, since 2014, Forest Survey of India had developed the Forest Fire Alert System, which helps in monitoring the forest fires into the real time. Moreover, guys, the advanced version of the Forest Fire Alert System has also been launched in 2019, and it uses the data from the satellites of NASA as well as ISRO. Further, the FSI is also gathering the real-time information from the identified fire hotspots by using the Moody's sensors, and then that particular information is electronically transmitted to the Forest Survey of India. Then FSI gives this particular information to the state, district, circle, division, range, as well as at the beat levels, and then they take the actions on to basis of this particular information. Moreover, guys, the SMSs are also sent to the people who are living into these nearby regions, so that the preventive actions and mitigation can be done. So, guys, this is the important aspects with respect to the forest fire, and please do utilize if a question comes. So that is all, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it talks about the racial discrimination and intolerance that is increasing, and therefore there many of the initiatives and platforms have been talked about, which you can utilize for your GS paper number 1 into the questions of Indian society, diversity, etc. Now, guys, when we talk about the context of this particular article, it has been taken into the context of March 21, which is every year celebrated as International Day for Elimination of Racial Discrimination. Now, guys, before going into the article, there is also one very good quote that has been given by the Kofi Annan with respect to the discrimination. Kofi Annan was the former United Nations Secretary General. He says, "Our mission is to confront ignorance with knowledge, bigotry with tolerance, and isolation with the outstretched hand of generosity. Racism can, will, and must be defeated." Now, guys, see, when we talk about the racism and other forms of discrimination, it has basically the two dimensions. Number one, it into a most crude and gross way, the discrimination has been reduced because a kind of a consciousness is coming into the people. However, it has shifted to more subtle and towards more indirect ways. For example, now the racism, hatredness, bigotry, discrimination, etc., had shifted onto the online preaching. Today, the internet hate has become a new kind of thing. The internet's penetration is also further spreading the racist stereotype as well as inaccurate information to the large number of people. And the hatredness is becoming the trends, hashtags. Now, it has seen that when the pandemic started, there was hate which increased towards the Asian people because the origin of COVID-19 was supposed to be the China. So, guys, the traffic onto the hate sites into the USA increased by 200% towards the Asians. Into India and Sri Lanka also, social media groups and messaging platforms were used to call for the boycott of some of the religious minorities which have their connection towards the China, or the ones who have specific mongoloid features. Then, guys, now a kind of a new discrimination is coming as microaggressions have been increased, and these microaggressions many a times are directed against the ethnic communities. Moreover, now there is also a fear of the techno racism, that is the racism that will be carried by the artificial intelligence, because into the artificial intelligence also our stereotypes, prejudices have been implanted, because artificial intelligence learns from the human behavior only. Then guys, it has been seen that the Lancet had also drawn the attention that there is a social dimension of the COVID-19 pandemic also, as the minorities are onto the greatest vulnerability. So therefore the racism and the bigotry is ever and ever increasing. And when we talk about the women as well as girls, they carry a double burden of being exposed to racial and gender based prejudices, because they are the first victims of any kind of hatredness. And therefore, to curb this particular trend, the UNESCO had hosted the Global Forum Against Racism and Discrimination recently in March 2021. And this particular platform has been arranged in partnership with the Republic of Korea. Here, the policy makers, academicians, and different stakeholders have gathered together to identify the ways as how the racism can be eliminated, and they are about to propose a roadmap also, which will basically include a multi-stakeholder approach to combat the racism. Now guys, when we talk about the UNESCO had many a times focused onto the role of education in reducing the racism, because it has been seen when the people are not questioning their prejudices, they are not questioning their stereotypes, they create a kind of a dogmatic attitude towards the different people, and it leads to racism. Now the education can be a kind of a factor which can bring the pragmatism, which can give a kind of a reasoning to the people that they need to consider their thoughts, their stereotypes, their prejudices. And into the newer and newer generation, more and more penetration of education can help in reducing the stereotypes. After that, it has been provided that the UNESCO is also offering the master class to empower the students to become the champions of anti-racism. So here again, the role of education has been talked about. Then guys, there is also the International Coalition of Inclusive and Sustainable Cities, which provides a kind of a platform at the city level, that how the urban local bodies, the city administration can teach their citizens to behave responsibly, and how the racism can be ended. Now this particular thing has been provided that the racism is a kind of a human right violation, and as early as possible it is needed to be eradicated, and it needs not only a kind of a sweet talk, but the policy makers, the stakeholders need to take the collective actions as well as the decisions are to be taken. So that is all about this particular article guys. Much of the references have been given, please do utilize it. And now we'll move to the next article. Friends, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it will be important for our GS paper number 2 under the topic of the social justice as well as under the health. Now, it talks about the India's recent policy onto the rare diseases. By the way, guys, on Saturday also we have discussed this particular article, but today onto the same lines we will be extending the discussion. We will be taking it from the scratch only. See, India has been called as a welfare state, and being a welfare state, assistance is to be given to the people into the times of need. Now the times of need could be the disability, old age, or other such kind of factors. So guys, into this particular line, even there is article number 41 into the Indian constitution, which had put a mandate onto the state that the assistance is to be given. Now into this particular context, we will be discussing first of all the rare diseases. Now guys, when we talk about the rare diseases, these are the disease which actually infect a very less number of people, and actually there are the three marker to see whether a disease is a rare disease or not. Number one is the prevalence of the particular disease. Now it has been provided by the WHO that the rare disease are one whose frequency is very less. For example, it impacts 6.5 to 10 people out of 10,000. After that, the second marker or the second parameter is the total number of people who are infected by these diseases. According to the WHO, there are 300 million people into the world which are infected with more than 7,000 type of diseases. Now this particular number and these many of the diseases, the proportion becomes very much less. And third is the availability or the non availability of the treatment options. Now into the rare diseases, either the treatment is not available or the treatment is very much costly. Now when we talk about the rare diseases guys, into the context of India, for many of the years government is being appealed that it should come out with the policy onto the rare disease. And finally, even the Delhi High Court also asked the central government to frame a policy onto the rare disease. And now finally the central government had framed National Policy on Rare Disease 2021. Now, guys, into this particular policy, there are many of the good things that had happened. First of all, it provides a kind of a financial support for the people for the treatment, and this support is up to 20 lakh rupees. After that, a crowdfunding mechanism has also been provided. Now, the crowdfunding, you might have been seen some kind of videos onto the YouTube where there are some organizations which are appealing that a person or a child has been sick by a particular disease and you should donate the money. So that is the crowdfunding mechanism. After that, it also creates a registry of the rare diseases and also provides the mechanism for the early detection of the rare disease. Now, these particular developments have been good, but guys, there are some issues also which we will be discussing. Now, guys, when we talk about the rare disease in India, there are 70 million patients in India. Guys, just recall that in entire world there are 300 billion patients, and out of that 300, the 70 million are in India. And there are some of the major rare diseases. They are the inherited cancers, autoimmune disorders, congenital malformations, Hirschsprung's disease, Gaucher disease, cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophies, and lysosomal storage disorder (LSD). Now, when we talk about the LSD, there is actually a problem that though treatment is available, but the cost are very much prohibitive, and due to that, many times people are not able to afford the treatment. Now, though it has been kept into the India's national policy for rare disease, but the help that the government is giving is very much less, and it actually will not be helping the people. Now, further, guys, it has been provided by many of the expert committees that to treat the people who have already been diagnosed with the rare disease, the treatment cost will be 80 to 100 crore rupees annually. And if it is shared between the center and the state, the burden can be halved also. But here, a willpower has to be there in the government that it is willing to provide such kind of financial support. But sadly, into the National Policy on Rare Disease 2021, concrete steps or the framework has not been defined as how this particular cost will be shared or will be brought out. So that is all about this particular article. So guys, I hope that you have understood it, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Friends, this article has been taken from the Indian Express newspaper, and it talks about the household work compensation that now have become a buzzword into the electoral manifestos of many of the political parties into the South India. Now, before going into the article, if we talk about the basic in background, it is this that recently Kamal Hassan, the actor turned politician, promised that if he got elected into the Tamil Nadu, he will provide the wages to the women who are doing the household work. And now all the parties are competing onto this particular line, and all have promised the household work wages. Now the amounts differ, but this particular manifesto has been there. Now, guys, first of all, it is a good thing that a realization has come that women's household work is also a kind of an effort taking job. Now, this particular thing was earlier also realized, because guys, when we see that the lockdown was imposed, middle class families, many of the peoples, they were confined to their places, and then they started to share the household responsibilities with their women, and they got realized that actually this is a very tough job. Moreover, guys, with the coming of lockdown and the pandemic, even the women's responsibilities have increased, because now many of other roles have to be played. For example, they are the primary caregivers, and now even more cautious has to be adopted. Then the online education has led to the school learning, and into that they have to help the children also. So therefore, giving the wages for their household work makes sense. But the other side of story is also there, and that has been focused into this particular article. Other side is that no one is actually talking about a declining workforce participation rate of women into the economy. Guys, according to the report published by CMIE, it has been provided that the participation rate of women are increasing exponentially after the pandemic, and the participation rate had fallen to 11% against the 71% for the men, and it shows that the preference to the women is not being given at the workplace. This is a thing about which a kind of an effort is to be taken. Now, guys, when we talk about this particular trend into the urban areas, the employment rate is further falling, and it is just 6.9% into the urban areas. Further, there are a separate class of the women workers, that is the ASHA workers, Anganwadi volunteers, and the sad part is that they are not even recognized as a worker, and because of that, no labor rights are available to them. Further, there is also one more side of discrimination, that is the wage differentials. And according to the Periodic Labor Force Survey of 2018 and 19, the wage differentials are even more increasing between the male and female workers. So, it has been provided that to address the exclusion of the women, to address the discrimination against the women, much more comprehensive reforms are to be taken, and not the wages for the household work will be solving the entire purpose. So, guys, this is one of an opinion. It could be utilized in GS paper number 3 as well as GS paper number 1 and 2. So, that is all. And now we'll be moving to the next article. Now, guys, here, as I told you into the very start, that a majority of the articles are talking about the assembly polls. Now, guys, these are the three editorials from the Hindu, and they are talking about a very much localized political narrative into the states. For example, it is talking about the Tamil Nadu's electoral politics. It is talking about again the Tamil Nadu. It is talking about the Kerala. You don't need to go into these particular articles because the narratives have been given into a political light which is not needed. So that is all, and now we'll be taking up the next article. Guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and here just a brief reference we can see. Here, the Justice N.V. Raman, who will be the next Chief Justice of India, had addressed the young lawyers and had called that the young lawyers have a very big responsibility. They are the conscience bearers of the nation. According to the Justice Environment, it has been said that they are ones which can take the steps towards protecting the rights for the vulnerable communities, which are often the victims of the human right atrocities. And further, it is expected that the lawyers should give proper legal advice and should not drag people to court in disputes which could be settled amicably outside courtrooms. Now, this particular thing becomes very much important because, guys, we have seen recently that in India there are more than 3.8 crore cases which are pending, and many a times many of the cases are one which are utterly nonsense. So therefore, the lawyers here can act as a linchpin, that they can persuade the people that which matters actually are needed to be pled into the courts, which matters can be solved amicably via the alternative mechanisms such as the ADR, etc. So that is all, guys, just about this particular article. So, friends, that is all for the today's newspaper analysis. I hope that you have understood it and the initiative is helping you all. Thank you so much.